everyone, and welcome back to Little Book's Great Stories. The city is in grave danger, and no one but the one and only Super Pete can save the day. Let's see how Super Pete saves this city from the bad guys as we read Pete the Cat, Super Pete. But before we begin reading this awesome book, please go ahead and subscribe to this channel, hit the subscribe button, and hit the bell icon so you get notified for every new video.
Pete the Cat, Super Pete by Kimberly and James Dean. Pete the cat is out for a walk. Pete listens to the owls. He listens to the frogs. Just then, Pete hears a beep. It is not coming from outside. It is coming from his watch. Pete races home. It is time for Pete the Cat to become Super Pete. Pete presses a button in his room. The wall slides away. Pete sees a set of steps. Down, down, down he goes. Pete steps into his lair. It is full of groovy things to help him fight crime. Pete the Cat puts on his awesome cat suit. He puts on his cape and his sneakers. Now Super Pete is ready to save the city. Pete sees a flashing light. There's a message on his computer. It's the mayor. "Come quick, Super Pete," the mayor says. "We need your help. There is trouble at the warehouse." Pete pulls a lever. Whoosh! Pete's nifty jet sinks into his lair. Pete hops into the jet. He zips into the air. Super Pete is on his way to save the day. Pete races through the sky. He hits a button. The jet shimmers. The jet disappears. Now the jet is invisible. No one will know Super Pete is coming. Pete hovers over the warehouse. He straps on a parachute. He jumps. Pete lands on the roof. He goes inside the warehouse. It is dark. He cannot see. Pete puts on his night vision goggles. He sees two bad guys. They're carrying a box. Pete picks up a rock. He puts it in his slingshot. The rock hits the box. The bad guys drop the box. They climb out a window. Pete races to the window. The bad guys have a boat. They're getting away. Pete pushes a button on his cat suit. His sneakers turn to flippers. A mask closes over his face. Pete jumps into the water. He swims after the bad guys. Pete takes a rope from his pocket. He twirls it over his head. Pete aims. He throws. The rope catches the boat. Pete pulls himself along the rope. Pete climbs into the bad guy's boat. He ties up the bad guys. Pete pushes a button on his watch. His jet appears above him. Pete pulls the bad guys into his jet. Pete brings the bad guys to the mayor. Super Pete saved the day.
Thank you so much for listening to today's Pete the Cat Read-Aloud. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned and check out more Read-Alouds at Little Book's Great Stories. And if you want to recommend a Read-Aloud for me to read on this channel, then please feel free to email me at littlebooksgreatstories@gmail.com. Bye!